Okay, this is another one of these questions involving vectors. You'll notice that this is fairly similar to another question that I've already completed in the questions. It's just from a different year, slightly different information and context. But the key thing with these questions is that when we add vectors together, it doesn't matter the path, as long as the start point and the end point's the same, we end up with the same value in our vector. So I suppose the key things to point out is that we're told that O to T is equal to T. What that means, and the direction's important, you'll notice this arrow here. It means that if I was to travel in this direction, that would represent negative T. The second bit of information says that O to U is U, so it means going in this direction must be minus U. Okay, and the third and probably the most important thing says that U to Y, this direction, is twice Y to T. Okay, so I suppose the key thing to point out is this is Y to T, and this is 2Y to T. Alright, so coming on to the question, find O to Y in terms of T and U. Give your answer in the simplest form. So we are trying to work out what is O to U and U to T, because there is no direct path from O to Y. We have to go along that. Okay, and it's worth pointing out again, which I did in the previous video, is that that green vector will be equal to this vector. Because both of them have the same start and end point, we should end up with the same values. So as far as answering the question, I suppose the key thing, actually I'll clear all of that. The key thing is then thinking about trying to work out trying to work out some information we can work from. So if we think about what we had before, so if this is Y to T, this is 2Y to T because of that information there. All right. So really it's trying to come up with an equation that's equivalent. So if we think about starting at U and going to T, our only option in terms of U and T is to go this way. Okay, so what that means is, writing it up, is that 2YT plus YT in other words, this line here must be the same as going from U here, which is minus U, plus T, okay, and remember the direction about this as well. If I was to go from T to U, it would be minus T plus U, okay? So I can simplify this a bit, and we end up with 3YT is equal to minus U plus T, meaning that Y to T must be equal to Y minus U plus T divided by 3. Now in mathematics we try to make sure that we don't have negatives out the front, so you might want to tidy this up and say it's T minus U divided by 3. So what that means is this part here is equal to t minus u divided by 3. So how does that help us overall? And the important thing is to make sure to include the direction. Remember, it's y to t is equal to that. So the question that we're trying to answer is O to y. So that's O to y. All right. So then it's just a case of adding up the vectors. So if I change color there to show the difference. So O to y must be equal to t plus, minus, because we're going in that direction, the opposite direction, so t to y, t minus u over 3. Okay, so I suppose the only thing is it does say in its simplest form, so we can get rid of that negative, which would be t plus u minus t over 3. Okay, if we try to simplify that further, it's t plus u over 3 minus t over 3, which means it's 2/3 t plus u over 3. Now, we would get the same answer if we went the other direction. So obviously that's the final answer, but it is worth pointing out as well that if we went in this direction, we should get the same thing because the start point and the end point's the same. So if I use, a yellow pen to differentiate that, so going O to U, so O to Y again. So first we have to go O to U, which is equal to U, plus U to Y, which we know from this part here that it's twice what it is there, so that would be 2 times t minus u over 3. So we can expand that. That would be 2t over 3 minus u over 3. So including that would be plus 2t over 3 minus u over 3. And if we simplify that, so it would be 2t over 3, 1u take away a third u would be 2u over 3. Sorry, I know what I've done wrong here. That should have been a 2 there, meaning that that's 1. Okay, and then we've ended up with what we had down the bottom here. So you can see following the yellow path or the green path is acceptable. You get the same answer no matter where you start or finish. Remember, you wouldn't need to do this part if you've got this answer. I'm just showing that they're the same no matter what you chose to do.